Everybody and welcome. I am going to be showing off a game. It's my next logo. For those who haven't been following the logo project, it's similar to the Google Doodle. It's a logo that is also a game and it celebrates something. Well, this year we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of a conspiracy theory called the Phantom Time Hypothesis. So let's give this a go. There is going to be a tutorial screen, but I don't have one built. So let's press play. There's a distance timer. This is practically a Flappy Bird clone. Yeah. Hang on, I want to see how far it can go. Okay, I made it to the 7th century. This is how the game looks so far. Yeah, all these are off screen and they go all the way to the other end, kind of like Flappy Bird, and I'm gonna show you how I did it. And just so you get the heads up of how it looks, this is the code. You got a page and a quarter of code. You can probably find an easier way to do it, but this is how I learned to do it. So I'm going to create a new project. I'm not too concerned about where it's saved because I'm not going to be going to it. So before I do that, I want to save my project. This is also part experiment because I somewhat don't know what I'm doing. I did look at a Gdevelop template on how to make a Flappy Bird game. No. I saw that template and I was like, I gotta find an easier way that's easier for me to understand and do it. The only thing I haven't figured out though is how to keep score. So let's start this tutorial with this Flappy Bird game. We're going to create a new scene and we're going to create some sprites. So insert object, insert a sprite, and we're going to call this player. We can color it any color we want. So edit with Pascal and color it. Let's color it. I love this color. Okay, hit apply. Now we have him in the center of the screen. We can turn on grid, show grid. There he is. He's at least right there. That looks good. Alright, now we need some pipes. And we'll do that in just a little bit. So I'm gonna call this pipe 1. And we're going to color it. Oh, close. We don't want to add a behavior. We want to add an animation. Edit with Pascal. I'm going to color it black. Save. We can have pipe 1. And why do I keep doing that? Let's create another. I'm gonna color this pipe that color, save, hit apply. Alright, so this is also, like I said, part experiment, so alright, hit apply. Now we need our player to move, because right now our player doesn't do anything. But first things I want to do first is go to game settings, go to properties. We want to name our project. I'm going to call it Flappy Bird Clone. And I don't want it to update. I want to you have to log in every time you create a new project now, so that's if you have an account. But anyway, we have nothing for our player to, because if we have no movement for our player, so if we press play, he just sits there doing absolutely nothing. So we need a behavior. We need a character behavior of a platformer character, and we want to get rid of default controls and round coordinates. Hit apply. So we now have this. Yeah, exciting. Now we're gonna create a new group in our events tab and call it player movement. Add a new event. We're going to say key pressed. We're going to say space. Gdevelop when exporting to HTML5 has a problem to where if you click your game and you use the arrow keys and all that, your screen will move. So if you're exporting to HTML5, have it as another thing. You don't want it as the up arrow or the space key. You want to avoid those. For the Phantom Time Flappy Bird game, I'm using the Z key. But for the sake of this video, I'm not exporting it to HTML5. I'm going to call this a space. I'm going to use space. Hit OK. We're going to simulate jump for our player. Hit OK. And then we're going to add another event, which is allow jump again. So we now have this. I did this in a similar game for my Halloween logo, and that video showing how to do this was popular. So the problem with our game so far is he jumps too high or too fast. So let's change that. Go to behaviors, jump speed, let's say 300. That's better. So now let's create our pipe. So let's drag our pipe 1 out of our screen. And let's create a new group in our events tab and call it pipe 1. We're going to create a new event and set a scene timer. We're going to say 1 second. We're going to call it pipe 1. Hit OK. We want to add a force to our pipe. Not a force angle, a force. So we want to move it by the x-axis to make it move this way. So negative 100, and set our white speed to 0. Keep it instant. Hit OK. This is just a test to see if it's playable. Okay, we got a problem. These are too narrow. Okay, so I want to also reset the scene timer. And set it to reset the timer to pipe 1. Okay, why is that? Okay, that's too fast. We're gonna keep it instant, and we're going to move it by 1,000 pixels. What the hell? Okay, that's too fast. 150. Okay, that's not working. Alright, there's so many other ways you can do this. This is just one. You can use the same pipe. I'm building it off screen. There's, like I said, the other template I found was just really complex. Okay, that. Was just super complex. Alright, there we go. This is better. We're gonna add a new group, call it pipe 2. Like I said, here's their Gdevelop Flappy Bird clone. Okay, we don't care. Here's the game. You have a top pipe and you got a bottom pipe. They just use so much more and make it super it's just kind of complex. There's, I mean, look at all their global variables. Oh, wait. I'm trying to find the variables. Here's their scene variable. There's other variables. What the hell? But anyway, what I'm showing you, I will leave a link to this in the description. But anyway, this is just super simple. This is my way of doing it. You can make it as long as you want. Just keep going and going, but you eventually do want to make an ending. So let's play it so far. Alright, so I'm gonna want to adjust this. You do eventually wanna like create the pipe, so hang on, let me experiment, do one little experiment. Where's its position? So what I'm doing is I'm seeing if I can create the pipe twice. I'm experimenting. A lot of game development is experimenting. So keep that in mind. Alright. Let's see what happens when we delete it. Um, that did not work as well as I hoped. Let's move that up there. Move this down here. Alright, I'm gonna put this right there. Yeah, this is not, no. So I'm gonna go back to my original way. So sorry about that experiment, but this is my way of creating a Flappy Bird game. Yes, it wastes space and all that, and it gets rid of the randomness. It gets rid of the randomness. We did create pipe 2. Pipe 2 is different. So we're going to deal with pipe 2. This is going to be our border. Put this up here. Put this down here. So we're going to create a group. We're going to call it hurt. and we're going to add both pipes to it. I'm gonna rename it hurt. Now we're going to add a new event, add a condition when the player is in collision with hurt. We're going to create a new scene. We're going to change the scene to our new scene. So now if our player falls, it goes to the new scene to make it look a little easier so you can see it. I'm going to change properties. So you fall, you die. See, I'm gonna move this up a little bit. There we go. Again, I want to see if I can recreate it. See, we beat that pretty well. I'm gonna get rid of that. So this is our bird game. I'm just gonna keep creating pipes and pipes and pipes. There you go. You could make this more intricate or however long you want. You want to create an ending for this, but this is how to make, this is a really basic, simple way of making a Flappy Bird game. I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna open the game I'm currently working on, which is following this. It's the Phantom Time anniversary. Once you're done, and if you're using multiple pipes, your game will look something like this. It will look something like this. A long, long trail. All because I haven't fully mastered the video, the template. The template is where I learned how to like make it work like Flappy Bird, but I don't know how to do certain things. There, like, here's how to make his pipe spawn and all this. I was on the right track in creating the pipe. There are ways to do it, but they use a lot more variables and a lot more things. Like they made use of sign behavior. Here's the game in their game in action. Compare this, which apparently I am terrible at. Yeah, I suck at this. Okay, personal best, one pipe. That's how they made Flappy Bird. Like I said, it was a lot more intricate, but I made it. I'm probably doing more work than I have to. If anybody can teach me a better way to do it, then I will gladly follow along. Because I'm a visual learner, I can't just read through stuff, I gotta actually do it. So, yeah, that was. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. But yeah, that was how I made my own, and you did it with less code than what my other game is. So you can do a lot with this. You can add a sound. Let me go to my sound effects library. I'm gonna say jump or coin. I'm gonna say trigger. I'm gonna see if this will help. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. Yeah. I'm gonna get rid of the coin. There's a way to get it to play. There's a way to get the coin to play and reset the variable. There's a way to add a variable to control how many times a coin sound is, how many times the sound is. But for now, I'm gonna keep it without sound. I'm going to spread these out. So that way there's time for the player to react. And it looks a lot nicer. But this is how I made a Flappy Bird game. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Like I said, I am using this technique in my latest logo. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you find a better way to do it, or if you can make sense of the intricate way to do it, please let me know. Alright, that's about all I have. Please hit subscribe if you haven't. I do tutorials, I do game devlogs, I do all around gaming. So if you want to see any of that, please hit subscribe and drop a like. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.